All
Have
right.
fun.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? Why is that not plugged in? Oh, yo, 30 quartz on JP. Let's go. Let me get started here real quick. Also, apologies on the YouTube side of things. I forgot to actually push the stream live right away, but you're still fine. You haven't missed anything. I just got to do my tweet and we should be good, chat. Oh, Twitch is apparently adjusting bits prices. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. Okay, here we go. Tweet should be live, chat. Do me a favor, go give it some love. You guys know the drill. It definitely helps me out when you do, so I always appreciate it. Mr. James Creamy, thank you for the 59. I hope everyone is doing good today. Prophet, thank you for the 48. That is a good 4 years. We can get some love for both the sub-arenos, chat. Today, God, I'm tired. I can tell. Like my brain is just like dead and cannot come up with concepts. So if I'm slow to iterate something today, chat, because I'm tired. I've had basically like 5.5 hours sleep for like the last like 3 nights in a row, and I don't know why. Um, anywho, just going over the little bit of laundry list here. Let's go ahead and get this. Let me grab for you guys today's artwork. It is by none other than YD himself, aka Orange Maru. Go give YD some love. If you guys never checked out his work, he's a fantastic artist. Sorry I'm late, I had chores. Same. Anywho, today we're going to be going over the Chaldea Breakroom that just came out. We're going to be doing Guda 6. Hopefully the CQ. I don't know if I'll be able to get to it or not. I'll try. But then from there, it's basically going to be media share night. There's really not a whole lot going on in FGO. You guys know the drill. As a result, we're going to try to do some other stuff. Feel tired today? Hang in there, all? Yes, exactly. So I figured today is a great day for media share since there's not that much going on. Tomorrow I should be getting off work early. I did finish my Grail casting. So that's good at least. I finally managed to get that done because good lord, it's being actually trying. Wait. First of all, what is this version of Wake Me Up Inside? No, hold on. It's Numb, isn't it? Yeah. Linkin Park Numb throat singing cover. Oh god, chat. Do you think JP is getting a Guda Lotto? JP is certainly getting Guda. As to whether or not it's a Lotto, I don't know. Really depends on how many other events they run, and it is possible that JP does not get a Lotto here in the last like month of the year. I have to work Friday since Boeing Australian doesn't have Thanksgiving, and I lead their team. Oof. Happy Mao Tuesday. Yes. She is still see-through. Oh, who? Aurelia? Sorry. Let me get that. Normally I get that at the beginning of stream, but clearly, like I said, I am a little bit tired, so it'd be what it'd be. Didn't update art. Did I? Did I not? Did I not actually update the art? There. Now it should be updated. Also, let me check you guys on the YouTube side of things. Hello, Nyan. When do you think the event will drop? On JP, they've said late November, early December, which, some people are taking to mean that basically, like, they don't have their act together. That may be possible. It may also just be that they're trying to play loose and fast. I'm going to tell you, expect it probably towards like don't expect it this week. I'm expecting it next week. I did have a thing on the schedule just in case, but I'm expecting it to come in next week. And where I'm thinking, chat, because let's see, what's the dates here for that? So next week, your weekdays, which is usually when you get events, is the 27th through the 1st. So you might see it on like Thursday or Friday. That's what I'm thinking. It's like it's gonna be right at the ass end of the month and or the beginning of the new month. That's my guess. So I anticipate it next week. I think they're getting out ahead of it, and that's the whole reason why they're saying something is because they kind of low key know that they need to actually say something because I think people are getting a little bit ornery. I think they picked up on that if they didn't already know by the reaction to the like ordeal call campaign announcement after the end of the prior event. People were not pleased with them. People were like, "What the heck? Why aren't you doing more?" And they're like, "Well, hey, here's the download campaign." So I do wonder, right? Do you have any predictions on what units they might have? I've seen a lot, and I myself personally think it's probably time for either Akechi Mitsuhide or what's his face, Monkey Man chat. Um, God, why can I not? Hideyoshi, yeah, thank you. I was like, is Yoshi something? That's my tiredness coming in because I absolutely know the name. I'd be okay with Kondo. There haven't really been hints towards him as far as I know, though. Like he's mentioned briefly, but like, it's certainly possible they just have to go in that direction with the event, right? Like, so it'd have to be an event I would think themed around him. Okay, what if we just do it like this? This saves me from having to flip flop back and forth too much. Ooh, only one Lancer one. Yasuke? I don't think they've even had a mention of Yasuke. I want my Gintama squad. I think a lot of people do, and I don't blame them. Okay, I'll just do that on her. There's certain units where I like to level them only in blocks of 50, so that if I decide to finish them off with an actual stack of foes, I can. And then like other low star units, you'll see me just like chuck a bunch of stuff in like this, where I care a little bit less about the rate at which they're leveled. Uh, is the what I want in year 9 of FGO getting made right now? No. Yeah, usually I aim for these things like late December, early November. The fact that like people are already making next year's videos in November tells you that they are either content bereft or just like trying to get everything out of the way before the holidays so that they don't have to deal with FGO for a while. Like, and I'm not being insulting and saying that. I'm just pointing out that it's probably one of those two issues. Am I streaming on Thanksgiving? I plan to. I'm going to be in town. I was talking about that yesterday, so. Finish part 1 of Guda Guda in one day. Wait, part 1. What do you mean? But yeah, no, I have plans to stream. I don't know really what we'll do that day, but I at least would like to do something. Ooh. Nope. Backing that out. I'm not gonna waste foes. Hey, who else deserves some foes here? Gonna go to the other 3-star. Hand cook cam cooking stream? No, I'll be eating with my parents that day, so wretched. I mean, they'll all eventually get phoned. I just basically look at like the order of like honestly, like for me, I look at who would I use potentially, and I target those units first usually. I think it's only the Saber HP foes, no, and Caster. Okay, so here's my HP foes for Caster. I am capped out on AP, so I need to get this done so I can get into a node. But this is just leftovers from when I was Grail casting earlier today. I'm not trying to make chat sit through this. But if it's eye-opening to you, maybe you can glean something about how I'm handling this. I've talked about it before that my strategy is generally to try and equalize a lot of the classes, so I level them across the board somewhat. There's so many more attack foes than HP foes there. Yeah, that sucks. If I had gotten any amount more, I probably would have finished the final unit that I have to HP foe for my extra classes. Okay, so then let's switch it back to attack. And now this just becomes a priority list of however many I have for each class. So, for instance, we'll take a look here, and you can see I have 4 sabers, pretty much, although not even. Only 4 archers, so... Lancers, I have... Oh, that's right, I had to reboot my computer. Hold on, chat. Lancers, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He doesn't count because he's an extra. 8, and that is also an extra. So I have 8 Lancers. That's my current record. Riders, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't count. 6. Looking like Lancers at the moment. Casters is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Assassin is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. However, that is the closest of 9s. Like, it basically, this may as well be 8. So I'm not going to give that an edge. But either way, I'm going to say Assassin and Assassin and Lancer are my 2 tied for top right now. And then this clearly doesn't win. So, take a look at the Lancers. Who needs foeing? So we do already have some work on one of them. This would basically constitute a little bit of a lead. So this is a little bit more like 7.5 rather than 8. So as a result, I probably go touch assassins instead. Um, let's see. I can at least throw those two in. This will drop the number down to 8. Hope I'm doing well. I am. Ice, how are you doing today? And then, yeah, we'll just dump the rest of it into her. And now, basically, Lancer and Assassin are functionally even for how many each needs. But these two classes, by far, are taking the longest to actually get, like, foes for. The other two, as you can see, there's a class functionally with 7, but basically every other class was like 4 or less at that point. So they're just well ahead of the race here. Jinky or Drunk Nason? Yes. Okay. What was I doing in this? Isn't this supposed to be an alter ego? Am I misremembering something? Oh no, it was South Africa that was the alter ego. Okay. This is the other node. Oh wait, what did this one drop? Only seeds, but I don't have a lot of seeds. Oh, that's the spicy one. Whereas I'm actually pretty decent on all of those mats for right now. Low key, my lamps are a little low, but it be would be. We'll go back into here. Go grab me some seeds, at least until I'm up to like 200. Go ahead and take Sonic. Not what I wanted. Think I was doing this with my Castoria Berserker. Then her. Then that. Is this Wang Chung tonight? Of course it is. I recognized it from the first couple notes. And then we should be. Oh, wait, hold on. What did I have on her? I think it was just Black Rail. Ugh, it's so close. Low key. I'm actually going to shift this to the Mystic Code one. Um. Hold on, chat. Let me take a look at my CE cheat sheet. Yeah, it's Master and Bond. I need Mystic Code. So I'm looking at Grand Cavall. Where is it? There it is. So that's Mystic and Bond, which is good. That's the perfect segue for these two. Okay. Have I touched any of the class trees? You mean like class score? Yeah, class score I am functionally done with Lancer, and I am fairly deep progressed into Berserker, and I think Saber. Like the problem is we don't have the unlock materials to get more, so it just is what it is. Okay, let's do that. Oh shit. Because I'm not running plug. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is not good. I'll still kill, but this may take a couple turns. This will get close to killing on its own, but the problem is going to be, yeah, I'm not going to have any refund. I actually low-key need her to hit Castoria Berserker. Not Castoria. Okay, that 60% crit is going to have to do a lot of work. We're going to get some charge here from Tamamo after the NP. Should be, what is it? I think it's 27.5, but is the overcharge that scales that, chat? To the MP level. I think the MP level's healing, and it's the overcharge that gives more. So, maybe look at about 30%? Either way. Damn, that's a good arts crit. Okay, so not bad. I just needed to not completely screw that up. What class score would you want to see unlocked next, Cad? Ruler. By far, Ruler. They can't unlock Avenger class score without shifting some metas again. But Ruler, I'm not going to say there aren't strong Rulers out there. It's just that Ruler is very much a card performing class. So I would very much like to see that one get done. And not just because of Bunny. Like, literally thinking about units like Janu that struggle to get to their NP, or units like Martha and Estrella that specialize in, like, pummeling after their NP. I think that would be a class that would really benefit from the class score system. I need buffs for my Spishtar. See, that's exactly what I know they're thinking. Okay, hold on. So I can play this better if I know that I'm going to be taking that in, which is A-okay. I don't need to run that, but then I'm going to take Oberon off my backline so I don't accidentally overbond him. Get out of there, you. You're only in P1. Give me more bond. Buff my Nobu more. Yeah, I mean, that'd be the big thing. Event shop priorities. Usually you want to make sure you get 5 copies of the event CE first. From there, it becomes typically your high, like, rarity items. So things like, costumes that can only be gotten in the event. Crystallized lores. Copies of the servant if they're in the shop. From there, it becomes probably your ascension materials, / like foes and experience cards, and then the last thing that you should probably buy is statues. And never buy command code removers. They're just not worth. Oh, this is all kinds of spice. Well, at least I'll only waste 10% this way. I've been having a blast using Mama Nobu in this event with her new buff and double Koyan. Yep. Like I said, I think that really turned it around for some people. Also, Zuko, thank you for the 42 if I didn't say it. Hope you're doing good today. I'm just slow to react to things as I'm tired. Hello, IA. I'm worried about Lancer Artoria, though. What about her? Oh, the fight in Camelot? There should be, especially nowadays, some really good, like, single target sabers that can very quickly cut through that fight, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Yes, this is a pretty stable 3-turn. Rings Avenger class score, yes. Scarlet, thank you for the 35. How you doing? Love Nobu, been using her all event to farm. Nice. Did you buy anything from Steam sale? Oh, no, I didn't hear there was a Steam sale today. What do we got? Boy, Lords of the Fallen is already 34% off. Wild. I was told that was an amazing game. Before release, of course. Samurai Remnant not even on sale. To be fair, games that have usually just released do not go on sale. Usually. There are obviously some exceptions, like when a game does poorly. But Koei Tecmo will probably wait for an actual Koei Tecmo specific sale, because they do publisher sales in there. Bro, that's wild. Sea of Stars is like $35. That's a little much. Like, it's a good RPG from everything I've heard. We may even play it on stream, but, nah. Sorry, chat, I'm distracted. Sometimes I see games that interest me. Yo, Ark Survival Ascended, $45, not on sale. Dave the Diver is 20% off, chat. Does chat wanna play Dave the Diver? Ooh, I probably will pick that up. So, I've heard really good things about Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. It's the sequel to Kingmaker, which was a decently well-received game. And apparently all the problems that people had with Kingmaker, they fixed in Wrath of the Righteous. It came out like a year or two ago, basically before Baldur's Gate 3. And it low-key makes me want to check it out. So I may pick that up because this is 70% off. In fact, screw this. I'm gonna buy it right now. Here, look, chat. So this is
When gods and demon lords go to war, it's mortals who suffer most. Such is the fate of their pitiful kind. To serve us as soldiers, playthings, snacks. And yet, here I see a mortal unlike the others. One with enough power and temerity to challenge fate, to talk back to the gods, to ascend above the station of a mere mortal.
finally on console, so I guess they brought it to console.
Over the scorched wastelands of the world wound. A century ago, this was a prosperous country brimming with life. Now, it's a monument to the cruelty of demons, the indifference of gods, and the frailty of mortal life. 4 crusades have tried and failed to repel the demonic invasion. Now you, who call yourself the Knight Commander, lead the 5th and final crusade. Either you succeed, or there might be no one left to pick up the banner, should you drop it.
Something tells me paladins are going to be strong in that game.
Upstart Commander. What will you do with your powers? Who will you side with? What will you become? And how will you treat mere mortals once you're no longer one of them? Something tells me you have it in you to surprise both the demons and the gods.
Like I said, I've heard good things about it. It's a Pathfinder game, chat, so it's not like D&D's system. It's like D&D's system, but it's not the exact same system as D&D. Don't go into this game expecting Baldur's Gate 3. It's similar but different. That's the basic way to understand about it. And again, like I think I'll probably pick that up at some point after I'm done with Baldur's Gate, or I'll end up whatchamacalling it, like working it in at some point. Or do I buy Monster Hunter World? Monster Hunter World is great. I think the issue is Monster Hunter World is too easy for the hardcore Monster Hunter fans, and too hard for the first timers. It's this weird halfway in between. Game had some of the best evil playthroughs I've ever played. Nice. Nobu for the win, yeah. I mean, you could probably roleplay Mao Nobu in something like that, right? It's the D&D system when it was good. It's Pathfinder is derivative of 3.5, if I remember correctly, right, chat? It's basically a... Whoops, I did not handle that one well. It's basically a splinter off, because what ended up happening is D&D ended up going to version 4, which was years ago, and like low-key everyone hated that. And so as a result, there were a bunch of people that said, screw you, I'm making my own D&D with blackjack and hookers, and that's what Pathfinder is. Interestingly enough, earlier this year, it practically happened again back in January when they tried to like make changes to the basically the SRD, the sort of agreement that they had that people could make D&D content sort of like free of copyright, free of getting claimed by Wizards of the Coast. And Wizards tried to change that, and everyone got pissed. So there's now a bunch of new projects out there of people trying to come up with their own systems, because they did not like that and saw the sort of winds changing. Still in the seed farm, I see this node's actually great. Yeah, I low-key need seeds, so I'm sitting on this because I need it more than the triple node. I prefer Pathfinder in 3.5. I never really got to play with 3.5. I've played games that have used it, but I never really got to play it. Like, when I was a kid, I remember seeing the box for like, obviously like World of Warcraft and stuff, which I later on got. But then like when I was even younger, there was this game. Okay. And like, I saw this box and I was like, damn, I kind of want to play this. And my mom said no. And like, I low-key wish I had, because I've heard great things about it. I've never played any of the series. So I still remember seeing that box and stuff on the shelves. I heard Matt Mercer and his team are making a new TTRPG. I've heard that as well, which tells you a lot, considering they are partnered with Wizards of the Coast for Critical Role. So... Even Critical Role's low-key kind of pissed at Wizards. Maybe not on the surface, but behind the scenes. I hope you play it someday. I own it. I own Neverwinter and Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. I think I got them like on a package for like $3 or something like that. The problem that I have is they are so old school that I would basically need the utmost level of hand-holding from people to be able to play them. Because, chat, it's wild how much I have forgotten how to play old school games that didn't handhold you. that basically just threw shit your way and said, deal with it. I don't remember how to play stuff like that. I'm so used to being handheld nowadays. Icewind Dale is also good. Yep. Neverwinter 2 with the DLC? I don't know. I'd have to check. I'd have to see what I actually have. Wait, that's not the one I wanted to go into. Chat, also, don't forget, for those of you on JP, come in here, buy your download campaign items. I hadn't. I would have missed them if they expired. So make sure you guys get them. There's some extra sets of basically everything in the shop, including gold foes. So don't miss out on buying those. Sorry, Cad, time to go play Fallout 1 then? I mean, like, low-key, I would love to play some more old-school CRPGs, but... Then, you know, Wizard nuked their own foot off. I mean, I think they're still gonna do it. They're just gonna, like, have their own system on the side so that, like, if they need to, they can just start conducting their campaigns in their new system. And I don't blame them for that, right? Like, so that chat, so that you guys are unaware, right? You guys know D&D is, like, tabletop gaming. It's, the equivalent of running a pen and paper RPG rather than, you know, playing an RPG in a video game. D&D has had its points where it was super popular and less popular. 5th edition is like the peak of its popularity. It is super popular. It's achieved cultural relevance now to the point where, like, most people have either heard of D&D or played it. That's kind of crazy. And even then, there was this point here back in January where you could functionally say that Critical Role was more popular than D&D itself. That the creators of Critical Role were more popular because Critical Role is a run, well, it's an organization at this point, but it's like, the way to think of it is it's almost like a self-run campaign of professionals. It is done by people that basically have a long history playing D&D that are themselves voice actors. So, like, Matt Mercer is the DM. When you get, like, you know, a monster, he drops into the monster voice. He's like, right, like he actually does it, and it's really good. And so people watch it knowing nothing about D&D. They straight up watch it because it's functionally like watching a show, and it's really good. It's really well done. I wish we could get to that level in our D&D campaigns, but we're not nearly that good, right? But yeah, so it's like it's actually at that point where Critical Role is becoming low-key more popular than D&D itself, which is wild. For those of you guys that haven't seen it, if you have Amazon Prime, they also have their first 2 seasons of their show, The Legend of Vox Machina, up. It's a pretty good fantasy show if you want to watch it for nothing other than that. If you play D&D, though, you will notice, like, hey, there's certain hints to things in there, which is really cool. But yeah, they actually have animated shows now that you can watch, which is awesome. 5e is the most new player friendly, at least I feel that way. Yes, yeah, and that's like, I'm not sure I would have gotten into D&D without, 1, the help of my friends, and 2, 5e being so easy to learn. Because there had been points in times where I had tried to learn Pathfinder, and I just went like, Pathfinder is way more enthusiast. Pathfinder has way more, like, bells and whistles, at least in the, like, character design department. I've heard it's actually easier to play than D&D, but the setup and the initial inception of your character is so much more detailed and difficult. So that's what's always stopped me from being able to get into Pathfinder. But before this, a lot of people like 3.5. I think a lot of people still do like 3.5 because some people don't like how much they have, like, you know, kind of dumbed down 5e. And there's things that, like, even I don't like about 5e. I've talked about this before. I really don't like the way feats are handled in 5e because basically every 4 levels you can either take what's called an ability score increase or a feat. You cannot take both. And so as a result, there are some very unique feats that provide interesting things. Like I have the mounted combatant feat in my playthrough in our current D&D campaign, that without that, I would probably be in a lot of trouble if something ever tried to attack my mount. So if I didn't have that feat, I'd be in a weird spot for my build. And I had to choose to take that potentially over an ability score increase. Thankfully, our DM was very nice and allowed everybody in the party to get 1 free feat when we hit level 8. So we didn't have to take the ability score increase hit, because what not taking ability score increase means, chat, is that you're not taking whatever your main stat is. Like, every couple of levels, you get an increase. The problem with this is there's one class that doesn't have that same dilemma, and that class is Fighter, which is like baby's first class. Fighter is very straightforward, very versatile, but it is sort of iconic and generic all at the same time. But Fighter has and I don't know why I did that with the G, just pretend it's an actual G. But Fighter has the ability to basically take feats more often. And so it feels really weird that you have this thing that they wanted to make non-essential and a difficult choice, but then for one class, they just kind of gave them the ability to choose it as is. So, yeah, that's kind of my issue with is I don't think feats are well done in it. As opposed to what I heard is like before, I think in like 3.5 is like feats were just part of the system. Like everybody could get them. And I guess you could, but I don't know if like you had to trade the ability score for them or not. So it's an interesting thing. Fighters feel pretty easy to get so strong because of that, yeah. Which is wild because I've talked with Bob about this, and it's like the quote unquote meta for in-game D&D. So this is like levels 15 through 20 in a D&D campaign, because 20 is your max level. Basically, like everything that is a mage outscales everything that is a martial, as we like to call them, everything that's melee. Basically, your sorcerer and your wizard and your warlock will all just end up outscaling the paladin, the fighter, the ranger, yada yada yada. Are you playing 5e or 4e? I play 5e. 4e. The only thing I've really heard about 4e and why people didn't like it is the changes that they made to the spellcasting system, because they had the spell plague right in 4e that made like spellcasting really weird. So casters are kind of weak early game though, aren't they? Kind of, right? It's more like fighters are marshals is, as I'll call them again. Marshals are very front loaded. So like they kind of just are really good in the offset and then they kind of taper off. Whereas like your casters, and it depends on the build, but like your casters are typically just like okay, and then they balloon as they start getting more spell slots and more powerful spells. It doesn't mean they're bad in the early game. It just means that like there's not they don't have their full kit. They can't do like crazy shit. Bards and druids are OP as fuck at the highest level. Yeah, Bard in particular, from everything I've heard, is just really strong because of how adaptable and malleable it is. So it's a class that's very much capable of like doing whatever it wants. It can build to the situation, and it can load out and kit itself to whatever situation it wants. Druids have infinity health too. I mean, I was talking with Bob about the whole like Goodberry thing for Ranger and Life Cleric the other day, but honestly, I think at the end of the day, D&D has monsters that will make your infinity health not infinity, so it doesn't really matter. The DM will find a way to pose a challenge to you no matter what you do. Bard takes the idea of Jack of all trade and cranks it up to 11. Yes. Martial classes need feats and magic items to make the best use of late game levels. Yeah, and that's, I saw something that basically said, like, if you have one of your players just falling way too behind, that's probably a good sign for, like, the DM to basically give them some love in the terms of, like, itemization and such. Which I agree with, right? Like, I think part of having a D&D campaign is making everybody feel special, making everybody feel important and powerful. So, like, if you can't fulfill like the fantasy that the player is going for, you need to find ways to like make them feel a little bit stronger. Because like, you know, for instance, I could play a ranger, and I'm playing a Drake Warden right now in my campaign. Drake Warden is very much a like mounted combatant, right? Like I'm running around on the back of a dragon, poking at stuff, and it's really fun. But if my goal was to be like a tracker or something like that, it can be difficult depending on the campaign to actually fulfill the role that someone wants, because like you just may be stuck in like some dungeon somewhere constantly killing things and never get the opportunity to track anything. Your wilderness survival aspects may not come into play in the slightest. So, I mean, we could say that's on the DM, but like then it's kind of up to the DM to make them have a role, have some sort of usefulness, depending on the setting. The worst threat is anyone getting snippy with DM. Oh, don't worry. Our group's had plenty of arguments. I don't think any of them are really bad, right? Like we certainly have had at least one that was behind the scenes, and it was problematic, but it was not like, I think it was just that people needed to talk to each other was really all it was, right? Like, and that's usually where it happens, is there's some miscommunication between what a player wants and what the DM is going for, and vice versa, right? 5 years indeed. Yeah, can we get some love from Martel for his 5-year any? We've had a couple of you guys hit 5 years now. It feels wild to think I've been doing it for this long. But thank you for the support. I appreciate it, Martel. My campaign with my friends, we just troll our DM, cheese the boss fights he sets up and the like. So our DM doesn't like it when we do that. Our DM is trying to provide us with a challenge, and if Bob is lurking out there, he'll tell you. Because like, and I agree with Bob in that sense. Like, if you're gonna have a boss fight, it shouldn't be trivial, right? Like, there should be some threat of party wipe. So it's like, it's kind of on the DM to set it up, but that sort of stuff does happen, right? Like, he was talking to us after the session on Sunday, and basically saying that there were numerous times that he could have put us in combat in that final session, but we avoided it. We basically were super cautious. We covered our asses. We made it so that no one could track us, all that stuff. So it's like, anything where he would try to put us in combat, he said it would have felt like an ass pull. And it's like, yeah, probably. Surge, thank you for the 55. A few months more for me. Yeah. A DM without creative imagination could be just as bad as an angry DM. Yeah, I mean, I've tried to help Bob and say, like, you know, hey, here's how you could have done things. At least, like, I'm not experienced in DMing. I think the thing, if I were to try and DM, I'm a very creative person, but I am not privy to all of the rules and inner workings of D&D, because I just have not been playing it that long. Like, I've been playing D&D now off and on for about 3 years. We've now been playing this campaign for about a year. Like chat, low key, that's wild. We started this campaign back in like, I think late January. So we're coming up on a year. Oh, don't worry, your players will tell you the rule. Right. But it's the DM's job to be able to know that the player is full of shit. Right? Like you have to know that the player doesn't necessarily have a firm grasp on the mechanic, and that the player will always try to get away with whatever they can get, right? DM rolls the dice, clicks tongue, waits for another opportunity to mess with team. Yeah. Doesn't elaborate what the roll was for, right? That's what we call cheating, the player exploiting the rules. I mean, in some cases, I don't even think it's that the player is trying to cheat. I think it's that the player thinks that they know what the rule is, and they're incorrect. I've had numerous times that I've disagreed with Bob on things, right? Like, and then we've had some where, like, we had to tell Bob, and Bob had to go look it up. And then he was like, oh, shit, yeah, I guess you're right, right? Like, it happens. but Bob at least has all of the tools in his kit to be able to figure it out. I have no idea what I'm facing here, so we're just gonna go right in, and we're gonna hope that whatever it is, it's not a foreigner. Being a DM is probably the hardest role to be in any TTRPG. Yeah, and I've said, like, I could absolutely help Bob with, like, world building and storytelling and stuff, but the problem with that is if I'm playing in the campaign, that then I spoil myself. So I'd prefer not to. But I still try to provide Bob with feedback when I can. And Bob encourages, like, all of us to provide feedback. Because he's new to DMing. Bob has played D&D for a long portion of his life, but he's new to actually fulfilling the role of a DM. So he knows how it should be done, but he's still new to it, so he may make mistakes. I'll make a call, or I'll trust the players to know how their characters work, but if I catch them cheating, it's an instant banning from my table. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think in some cases it's not even that they're cheating so much as, like, they thought that's how something worked and they weren't sure, right? Are you going to start a new campaign soon? We are on break. We just finished up the second arc of our campaign. So the first arc was, the Elemental Valley, the Desserin Valley campaign. That was really fun, but it was fairly, like, on rails, like everything had a formula and you knew exactly how the campaign was going to go. Then we just got done with our heist. That looked to be going south because as of the prior session, we got caught in the middle of a heist. And like we tripped an alarm. And that's where we ended. And then with this last session, we got in there and we managed to, like, turn things around in our favor. I don't want to spoil in case anyone still has to go watch the VOD, right? But needless to say, we got out of there pretty good. But now the heist is over, and so if you were to call that, like, arc 2, like, a heist shouldn't be a whole arc in and of itself, but we spent so long prepping for the heist that it low-key was, right? I miss so much CAD D&D lore. You should definitely watch them. If chat can remind me when I get some free time, which, God, I don't know when that'll be, but, like, I need to try and upload the recorded segments that I have to the second channel, because I do have them. I have an actual, this is going to get really painful in a minute here, isn't this? I'm realizing. We're gonna go ahead and pop that. And I'm gonna assume he's man traded. But yeah, like we've been going at this now for over a year, and so we basically have 2 whole arcs to the campaign. We're on hiatus now for the holidays, and we'll come back probably like mid to late January with whatever arc 3 is going to be. Bob says he knows what it's supposed to be, but, like, we haven't actually dealt with it yet, so it's kind of anyone's guess. I have no idea just how much I can get through this. Like, damage cut to mini Nobu types and increase damage dealt. Okay. Okay. So low-key the archer is the problem. I'm not gonna brick Morgan here. Sorry, I say archer, I meant caster. Is 5.5 too far of a time gate for Guda 6? No. Hello, Thomas. Sorry, I do see you guys over there. And hello, Andrew. And Marcus. But yeah, like, I don't think 5.5 is too deep in. I think it's just a case of, like, people have to recognize that the devs are going to do things to try and make it so that they can get people up to speed, right? Like caught up on stories. So you guys can expect that. And again, you've got Lost Belt 6 that's going to be required for Tunguska soon. So just what it is. I think that's why they required 5.5 for this. They knew Tunguska was going to be a requirement. So they were trying to force people to get up to date. Please don't kill Morgan. All right. Oh my god, why is this Nobu so terrifying? If I'm lucky, he crits and I don't have to... Oh, it still won't be enough even with the crits. Uh-oh, this might not kill. Should, but it might not. The one Nobu to rule them all, yes. Imbued with the strength of all the other Nobus before it, it is. There we go. You say that like Nobu isn't terrifying. It is. But yeah, no, I think Bob does a great job of running our campaign, especially for someone who is newer to DMing, right? And I'll be really excited to see where we go for Act 3. I don't know how much longer Bob's going to want to go with our current campaign, because he's already expressed some reservations about getting to the higher levels. Basically, after level 12, chat, in D&D, like, shit gets real. Like, I don't know how to describe this to you, but like, you start getting crazy stuff, especially on the spellcaster side. This is where things like disintegrate start coming into play, where it's just like, I point my finger at you and you get like atomized, right? Like, so it's kind of where like stuff starts just going like crazy, and so it becomes very difficult to balance, and it becomes very easy for just like someone to take a wrong step and get completely obliterated, right? You got to escalate. Yeah, that's kind of the problem. I love this event as I do the purely fun ones. Thoughts? I think the story for this is good, but the story did lack a lot of the comedic aspect. Like, low-key, chat, I think the actual comedic aspect, instead of it being Ryoma here, I think the Ryoma plotline is completely serious. And I actually think it was Takasugi and Ranmaru that were carrying the comedy at certain points. But yeah, they saved it for the epilogue, right? And they kind of have been doing that at this point. You go from struggling to fight zombies to multiple dragons with super high magic skills. Oh, don't worry. I'm sure multiple dragons will come into play. Okay, apparently I have another fight here. Where's Takasugi? I mean his AI. Oh yeah, I should probably mute that so that they can't hear, so that YouTube can't copy claim me yet again. I actually, like, low-key think Takasugi's design in this form looks really weird. I'm a sap for sad romance, so the Ryoma story hit nicely. Yeah. Now, that being said, chat, was this your favorite Guda event? Final Honoji is my favorite. I agree with that. It's also mine. Guda 4 was great. I haven't read any of them, but Izumo and Ranmaru were both really cute. Wait, how do you know if you haven't read any of them? I'm confused. Unless you mean you just haven't read any of the prior ones. I'd put 4 and 5 ahead of this. Um, Honestly, I'd put 3 ahead of this too. A lot of the theming for this is stolen from 3. Um, I understand that that's what they were going for though, because that is Sakamoto Ryoma, but it be what it be. But that's kind of why, like, I say that, right? Like, again, I know we wanted to challenge that concept there of well, but Cad didn't like it because it was more serious. I didn't say I didn't like it, just that it, to me, makes the events less fun the more and more serious it gets. And this isn't my favorite by any means. I do think this event is good though. I do overall like the story for the event. Like, I want to be clear here and say I don't actually have any issue directly with the event. That being said, I do think that, like, Guda events have always been much more comedic, and they should have comedic storylines rather than, oh my god, the world will end type storylines. Resistance to all attacks, I see. Okay, well, I actually managed to have that, so I'm gonna try and abuse my crits here. We'll see how much damage this does. Okay, that's still bar popped. Pretty good refund. Remove attack bow? Wow, you dick. Okay. I'm not going to do much damage here anyway, so I'm just going to fire the NP to basically abuse the cooldowns more. Especially because my Tamamos probably die next turn. Yeah, they're very, 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 very likely to go down. I might be able to bar pop with that. It'll depend on the strength of the crits, but I think the issue here is going to be the damage cut. Should only have 2 more stacks. Yep, we did. Hopefully it stays stunned. Oh god, charge per turn. Now we're all in deep, deep doo-doo. This is very much a killer be killed. I actually managed to have a Lartoria. And the only problem is I don't have all the Buster crits. Remember the pyramid level from Sonic Adventure 2? Yeah. Okay, if I get a Buster crit, this should clear. If I don't, it's just a messy mop-up. The only thing I didn't count on was him buff stripping me. There we go. And thankfully we got the drain from Tamamo's NP. Sorry, from Koyan's NP. Now we're low-key good there. Scare me and I'm like, fuck, I didn't pick a spam NP comp for this one. Just do what I did and Buster loop it. See, like, if you manage your cooldowns well, even when stuff falls apart, you're still in a good position to kind of get out of it, right? Remember Guda was Guda 4 with the Real Deal Nobu? Yeah, I did like that. I'd love to see them pull Real Deal Nobu back in on things. Kind of like how they perpetually meme male Musashi, right? Just because I'd love to see, like, Nobu and real Nobu interact with each other more. Because I can imagine real Nobu would just be like, why the heck are you so lazy? I like how she keeps trying to kidnap us back to her planet. He's there, but just in text. Yeah. No, Izo's head is missing? I mean, that one makes sense. What's wild is this is acting like the actual epilogue when, like, it's not the epilogue node. They had a node marked epilogue, and they've just kept telling the story from there. What about second epilogue? Yes. Talking about with Melson. Yeah, I just wish I had known he was going to do the removal, or I just would have, like, slow played the first bar, which would have been the better play. Come on, Grail. Let's go. Chat, don't forget you do have 2 times success chance right now, and we do have a lotto coming up, so this would be a great time to finish leveling all of your units. Oh, I don't think I'm going to get to the CQ, because it looks like I still have crap I got to... Oh, wait, no, we did. I'm confused now. Normally you don't get the CQ until you do all the missions. So I still got to do Archer, Lancer, and Caster, and Berserker. Which at least... Actually, I don't know. 2 of those have to be 90 plus. Yeah, let's go do the CQ. I have no idea what the CQ even is. Wait, chat, doesn't this one have 2 CQs? No? Okay. I don't know what I'm remembering that from. Yeah, you only have to complete mission 79 for the CQ. Okay. So it's Izumo. Um, he gets ignore invincibility. Okay, so I have to attack her with specific card types. When she has 7 stacks, she'll charm herself for 1 turn and remove all of the traits. It feels like invincible stall? I mean, you can blitz the first 2 turns. The real problem is the third break bar. Like the final life there, because she gains 3 stacks of special defense, 25% each. Fires after 3 turns, 2 turns, 1 turn. Big Monka, Yeah, anyone have a Castoria with MLB Prisma? Not MLB, SMH. It's literally first come, first serve. There you go. Thank you, Ern. Okay. If you do have damage, see. I think that makes a stellar choice, but we shall see. There it is. Hey, you know what? This is actually going to be Rain's backline. Just makes a lot of sense. It's a caster enemy, and she does have another invuln herself. Wait, it's not event MLBC? Nope. um... I think this one calls for Atlas. Am I going for 3 turn? No. But I don't think you need full-blown invincible. I think you just need to outlast, so to speak. Like I said, and with non-MLB and a non-event unit, I don't think I'll be able to break all the bars. Like I'll probably get the first one, but I don't think I'm gonna get the second one. Here we go. She does have a card, so I'm actually going to go ahead and charge suboptimally here. Because she has very good MP gain. We'll basically do it like that. For crit hurts here, yeah, we'll see. Like my goal is to try and get the Castories to their NP very quickly. And hopefully she doesn't get a lot of crit power here. That certainly did less damage than I wanted it to. I was hoping to get the first bar, but there you go, chat. You can see why the charge didn't matter. At least not too much. We're just gonna go ahead and fire another NP. Castoria was fun. Took 14 turns using double Castoria and Surfmo. Oh god. Yeah, if I had MLB damage C, I probably would have bar broken there. Because you can see how close it got. But it's fine. Play Murasaki's MP level. I think she's MP5. She should be. I'll be angry if she's not. I'm just trying to see if I can, like, forestall buying any of the C's from the shop chat, because I've gotten 2 via drops. So I just want to see, like, do I get a third drop, right? Like does that just keep happening type situation? That kind of sucks. So I got Charmed here. I'll probably have to cleanse it. And the reason being is simply that if I don't cleanse it, I don't get this turn of everything is buffed, right? Like, and I kind of low-key need it. So the problem is left Castoria is a little bit worse for wear. And I don't have anything for right Castoria, so we're just going to play for the Brave Chain and hope she doesn't kill left Castoria. Then boom. Oh, screw it. I want to hear the sound anyways. So then... Yeah, see, that was worth. Assuming we don't get killed. Okay, good. Getting a little bit worried there. So it's very, very possible that I just get curb stomped here. We're gonna go ahead and do that. That's gonna get her the rank 2 overcharge, which is gonna get her 2 stacks. They both have stacks already, so they're not getting anything extra from that. But I can potentially protect one of them should the need arise. This should be okay. I'm gonna prioritize basically looping my damage carry here, because I need to try to get to the 3rd break bar ASAP. That starts my 3 turns of, all right, now you gotta stall, blah, 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 blah. And from there, then it becomes an actual fight. And I need to get through the 3 turns of stall, losing no more than 1 Castoria. Otherwise, I have to go deeper into my backline that I absolutely did not protect. Your thoughts on Lancer Arturia becoming older Saber Arturia, like in ending FGO anime Camelot Singularity? What about it? Because that, like, low-key is the case. Larturia is the version of Arturia that did not have Excalibur thrown in the lake. He chose the Lance. Well, sorry, technically that's the Lion King didn't have it thrown in the lake. Larturia is the version that just chose the Lance over Excalibur. As a servant in the game? I mean, that actually is what we basically have. He wants Larturia to become a Saber? Wait, I'm confused now. I'm actually confused now. Okay, so... we're gonna keep losing a stack each turn, I imagine. So it's really not worth attempting to, like, do anything with Murasaki and put her stuff on cooldown yet. We're going to do it like that. Hopefully we can get left Castoria back to another NP. Because what I'm going to keep doing is, if I can get her... yeah, so there you go. As long as she doesn't die. Oh, God. Okay, like, all of that crit, pretty much. That was just uncalled for. This is spicy, but I'm gonna play for it. So basically, I abused overcharge to get another 2 stacks here. The hope being that it protects us, obviously, from the NP and then subsequent hits. If she triple hits 1 unit, someone dies. But not much I can do on that. Oh, Lancer Artoria, but with Excalibur. Based off the lore, you couldn't, really. Like, it wouldn't work because she only becomes Lancer Artoria because she chose the Lance, right? What are some quality of life things you want in the game? Oh, I'll save that for a video. That'll definitely be it. Aurelia's looking kind of laggy. That's probably just because I haven't closed the VC face in a while. Okay, so now, chat, she only has 1 stack. And the reality here is it's very much do or die at this point, where I need to kind of use stuff or lose stuff. So that's what we're going to do. And we are going to NP seal her. That's going to make her take really long to get to the next NP. That should buy us some time. And the goal here is going to be to try and pop off. Now, actually, interestingly enough, I do already have my 30% charge there. I could abuse cooldown reduction to try and get another next turn, assuming left Castoria lives, and she probably will. So as a result, I'm going to favor right Castoria's card there. Otherwise, if I didn't feel like I could get back to the Murasaki NP this next turn, I would probably instead go with the Murasaki quick card there. Now, there's still 25% damage reduction, so don't expect this to do a ton, but the goal will be to basically fire off 3 NPs here if I can, because it's probably going to take 3 NPs to actually finish the job. Okay, this is both good and bad. The bad part is I have to protect her, and unfortunately, I basically have a stack remaining on each of them, which means they can each soak 1 hit. If they soak more than 1 hit, they probably die. Maybe right Castoria might be able to soak multiple, but that's really the best you're looking at there. And I can't reasonably trigger an NP just yet. We're just going to go with the full Brave Chain here. NP5 attack buff. I could. That might be closer than I thought. Yeah, that might have actually worked. I didn't think she was going to get that close and actually be able to kill it, but... Oh my god, she did it anyways. Oh, there you go. I didn't need it. Optimal. Wow. Do you like high gameplay games? There are some good Steam discounts. So what do you mean, like, high gameplay games? You mean, like, do I like games that have a lot of replayability? Sure. I think replayability is ultimately what really drives stuff, but... Yeah, so how many turns is that, chat? That was 8 turns? Yeah. So, not bad. Like, that's one of the reasons that I really like Atlas with double Castoria is you know you don't have healing. Atlas is going to get you another spot check, like, hard invuln there. It's going to get you that cleanse so that you don't have to use a Castoria NP to get a cleanse. And it's going to get you cooldown reduction to get Castoria's skills back should you need it. I could have popped it, could have done that as well, gotten even more damage. So I probably should have just played for offense there. I don't know. I guess I didn't think I really needed to. There you go. Easy CQ. I just got to figure out which node I need to be doing. So Chat, what'd you say my 90 plus are? It's Archer, Caster, Berserker? Assassin, Caster? Oh, sorry. Archer, Assassin, Berserker. Okay, so I don't need Assassin anymore. So I need Archer, which is almost done, and then Berserker. God, which one is it? I think there's one here. That's Archer. And it has gold and bronze. So this should be the gold node. Oh. Wait a minute. I have the event C's turned off. There we go. I probably also need to turn off damage CE. There we go. Maester got me. So we'll flip-flop that. There we go. I was gonna say that should work. And it was because I had the extra 5-star CE. I don't really have any CEs though. Actually, before we do that, chat, let's see if I get another CE, right? Man, that is a cursed banner. I'm gonna save that one for last. Okay, not what I expected. Not good either. Doesn't give me the C's. Alright, chat. This banner was hella cursed for me when I originally rolled it. Maonobu is my single largest NP1 copy. Oh, Ezo coins. I'll take that. That's low-key worth. 1 paid quartz for an Ezo? I remember those Mao rolls. Yeah, they were not good. Example like the masterpiece Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection is 67% off. I have never heard of that game. What's it about? 2.7k, right? Something around that. I just know she's the highest. I think, let me see, because it was... I stopped at over 2,000 on the first one. I think we hit like, I don't think it was 2,000 even, but it was whatever roll comes after 2,000. And then I had to do it again on the next banner. It was still like another 600 quartz. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was about 26 or 2.6 or 2.7. Behold, chat, looping with Buster. It was bad. It was bad. But so now I get to actually punt on buying the CEs and wait till the end of the event and only purchase the amount of craft essences that I need, which is low-key kind of awesome. Because I don't normally get that choice. But I felt the need to dust off the Lartoria. Watch it go. Boink. Is rolling banners for event C's even worth it because no future reruns? No. Not. And then you're probably wondering, then why did Cad do it? Because I don't have any of the units, and while I... Oh, God. Uh-oh! This is gonna be a fun one. We're gonna cool down Producer. Atlas looping? Pray for big crits. It's not gonna do it. Not bad, but yeah, like, not Buster card. If it had been a Buster card, we would have killed. But, so you're probably wondering why I did it. And like I said, I didn't want to commit actual courts to it, but like doing a YOLO solo every day, even if I did that on all 3 banners, it'd be like 30 courts. So it's like, I don't mind that. That's not bad. Well, there goes a Koyan Chihuahua. Oh, it was my Koyan Chihuahua at that. Very well. I don't have to. But how dare you kill my unit and not the support unit? I'm ready for new plugs so I don't waste Mystic Code experience on Buster looping. Yeah, I mean, I'm basically done with everything on an A. Even my JP's getting close. My JP is low-key gonna be done with Atlas probably in the next, like... Probably in the next month. And then from there, I only have 1 other Mystic Code remaining. Even if they give us another one, odds are it's not gonna be the level that the Neo plug is. So, like, it might be like another New Year's one or something like that. And at that point, nah, not that big of a deal. Okay, so it doesn't matter what I do. The only thing that matters is that I switch this to plug. It is interesting though, because like my JP is getting very close on certain things. It's almost done with all its Mystic Codes. It's almost done with all its foes. And like, if it can handle those 2 things, managing my JP account gets so much better. And yet it's becoming really difficult to complete both those 2 things. Mostly because they're making plug rather essential for certain things. And also because they're not giving you as many events anymore, which means you're not getting as many foes anymore. Which means you're not basically able to actually progress and get a lot of the catch-up done. So. Double eggs, yes. Okay, there we go. Now, chat. I think we can all agree that Lartoria could use an NP upgrade, right? We all agree, right? There's no dissenters on this. Because this is a loyalty check right now. No. I low-key, like, I don't think, like, she actually needs it. It's just one of those deals where, like, yeah, you've got such crazy damage scaling in this class now, right? Like, that's to me the problem. It's not like Lartoria is a bad unit. Oh, why did I use the NP? Oh, well. Where's her anti-chaotic evil buff? She already has it. Santa Kagetora. I could see that. Here, I'll even add fuel to this fire. There, I quote tweeted it. Oh, there's my unarmed enemies. Okay. Where's her anti-chaotic? Or sorry, yeah, I already read that. Unironically, I'd give her one. Wait. Give her what? The NP interlude? Or something else? Okay, so we got that done. So I just need Lancer, Caster, Berserker. So it should be what? Caster is the one? No, Berserker. So where's my third 90 plus chat? Here. And this one should be bronze. I'm gonna go ahead and swap that. Ooh, who's someone fun I can 3-turn with as a 50% charger that I don't normally use? Because it's like... they'd have to be a 50. Drake? You want to see a Drake 3-turn? I can do a Drake 3-turn. Wait, isn't that a trap? Doesn't Drake have a 7-turn buff? Let me see. No, actually, I think it is 6. Yeah, it's 6. Okay, we're good. Wait, how close is she to Bond 10? Oh, we're getting there. I have one of the rare Drakes that is not Bond 10. She's probably Bond 10. Yeah, that's... Most people that had Drake from like the early days of FGO have a maxed out Drake. Oh no! Oh, that's not good. I mean, it doesn't matter. They're just rotting. That's a 7-turn cooldown. 3 turns Buster Effectiveness, though, so go ahead and use it. CS Scuff, yes. It just was a case of I don't have her, her mana loading Lord. Because I don't have the CE MLB. You should bring a single target for wave 1? What's that? What's a single target? I've never heard of them. I only know AoE. Oh, yeah, huh. I didn't do any of my buffs. God, I got so distracted, I just almost threw. What's the single target, chat? Post buff Nobu is cracked. Oh, I know. This is why I made the video on it. Job, thank you for the 61. On the way to 6. Oh no. How's it going, bud? What you up to today? Fish can loop the node without damage C. I mean, I don't need damage C either, probably, if I actually just use the Koyanskaya buffs. But it be what it be, chat. Sometimes you have to make hard decisions. And one of those hard decisions is choosing not to pay attention and choosing to read chat instead. Michelin starred sushi joint? Ooh, nice. That does sound good. Man, I wish my area had like top tier restaurants. The best I can hope for is to like drive up to Orlando or like go over to Tampa or something like that, like, and try to like get some actual good food. But still, like, I think Tampa has a really good famous steak restaurant. Thanksgiving campaign starts at reset, so I can grab Embers for Ranmaru for the missions. She's level 28. Jesus. Yeah, I didn't bother. It's so easy to level the like welfare. right? But I know why you need it. You used your embers for something else. Alright, yeah, so we'll probably be done with the event, like, in the next day or two, which is wild. Wait, Chad, is this only a 2-week event? Yeah, it is. We don't have a 3-week event for a while yet, still, right? Yeah, sorry, brain on JP brain, right? Like... Yeah, even if you don't have the unit, buy the costume. Because the event ever reruns, you'll get basically, you know, free rare prism from that. And 2 is you may acquire the unit at a later date. So always grab the costume regardless of whether or not you have the unit. Oh my god, stop eating all of my gold mats. This shop's actually low-key thicker than I thought it was. Gonna grab that. Don't do this to me. Well, I know which one I'm getting here. Oh my god, am I just already done with bronze? I low-key don't need the foes. $3,000 bones? Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I have a little bit of an issue. You see, chat says you can't escape the bone zone. I'm the reason you can't escape the bone zone. I took all of your bones. They're all mine, chat. Oh, whatever. But I need those? Nah. No, you're good. No earthly clue, thank you for the 5. Never enough bones. You say that, but there is such a thing as too many. Alright, not bad, right? Like, this is where I am. There's still 5 days left in the event. I'm gonna be sitting on the 90+ nodes for the majority of it. I think the real problem is that, like, in order to complete the Caster and Lancer servants, that means I have to go do 9 runs of non-90+, but they're probably the 90 nodes if I had to bet. So we should be good there. All right, chat, it is Chaldea Breakroom time. So let us transition here. Gonna mute that because, again, the copy striking. Wait, did that not, like, open? What? I'm confussed. Okay, now it did. That's weird. Okay. Also, chat, like, low-key, So I was closing some web pages and I saw the Helena thing from earlier, where this is Helena's original design, but this is QSH's original design. Like, low key, I prefer this. I actually like this better. He looks a lot more like Emperor like, right? Like yeah, like he actually has the facial hair and everything. He's got the gray streak through his hair, like dignified, yeah. He looks like you. What do you mean? Are you saying he's hitting you with that CAD W right here? More Emperor and less runway model? Yeah. Okay, so chat, we got a new Chaldea Breakroom for Mysterious Ranmaru X. This one's only a two-parter. You guys know I'm not going to read you the first part here because it just does not matter. But anyways, this is about Mysterious Ranmaru X here. So the developer commentary is, how are Mysterious Ranmaru X's settings applied to her skill sets and Noble Phantasm animation? I feel like that's basically just a really roundabout way of asking, how did you design Ranmaru? And in one of Mysterious Ranmaru X's Noble Phantasm lines, she says, Ranmaru power, gather here. I didn't know what that actually meant, so I asked Kei Kenti, and their response was, I don't know what that means. So Mysterious Ranmaru X is exactly as her name suggests. She's full of mystery. So in other words, no one knew. It's just make her say Ranmaru power. Of course, there are some aspects of her that are set, such as her coming from the planet Ranmaru, where many Mori Ranmarus live, and that Ranmaru X is the title granted to only the greatest of the Mori Ranmarus. But the two of us still tilted our heads in puzzlement. Mysterious Ranmaru X wears her Fudo Yukimitsu sword on her hip, but Ranmaru typically attacks by surfing on her large sword, which is taller than her. She does use her Fudo Yukimitsu during her quick attacks. Mika Picasso's design for this character was already super cute, so I didn't focus too much on making her cute in her animation, and focused on making her look cool surfing her large sword. So I guess they just wanted to like give her the concept of like, hey, she's straight up like. Also, I want to point this out. She's gender unknown, chat. And we always, like, everyone has tried to, like, meme, like, oh, she might be a femboy. And I'm like, she's clearly not a femboy, right? Like, this is clearly 100% a girl that just because it's mysterious, you're unsure. That's really all it is. Like I said, they often use the unknown gender thing way too, like, weirdly, and it makes people, especially on the NA side of things, go crazy. Because it's mostly a meme for them. So game hints and strategies. Mysterious Ranmaru X can serve a variety of roles in a pinch. With her first skill, Ranmaru Hand, includes an ally debuff cleanse, and her second skill, Ranmaru Eye, is potentially useful for enemy stun locking. No, I can't let that pass. It's absolutely not useful for enemy stun locking because it's useful for enemy stunning. Stun locking is a different term. It means not allowing the enemy to ever take a turn because you keep chain stunning them. You don't allow that, Lasengle. You pretty much ban stun locking and charm locking by virtue of making everything mental debuff immune. So, no. I'm not going to let that one fly. 40% charm isn't really stun locking. Yeah, that too. And her third skill, Ranmaru Strahl, is a battery and self buff. Ranmaru X is a champion of all Ranmarus after all. So yeah, I this is actually probably the weakest one. They could have talked about, hey, yeah, her kit allows her to bring a lot to the table, and she can function as a loopable Avenger for you. That would have made a whole lot more sense. It would have been a lot more succinct and to the point. Instead, they chose this meme of, oh, she can serve a variety of roles. She can't. She straight up can only serve one role as your damage dealer, as your AoE. You're not really going to be using her in a support capacity because if that's your idea of a support, holy crap, you need some better units, right? Like maybe a player that just started today could use Ranmaru in multiple roles. But outside of that, I don't really know what the heck you'd be doing. And if you just started today, you wouldn't be in the event because it's a 5.5 required event. So I'm not going to give them too much shit for this. I know it's fluff, is a lot of what it is. But the reason I point this out is because I like to point out how the devs are often just incorrect as to their own design, or at least how they choose to go about like saying that you should use the unit is incorrect. It doesn't mean that their design was off base, but whoever writes these typically, like, they've had some that they get really well. They have some that are just incorrect and kind of bad. Like, I'll be honest, this feels like this was written by Albert. Whereas, like, maybe some of the others were written by, like, by Jesus, right? Like, where he was sitting there going, like, oh man, like, I kind of know how to use the units. Whereas Albert is way more of like a, yeah, but it's more about the feeling type deal rather than the actual gameplay. If they're going to do something special, they could bother put forth the effort to be correct. I mean, look, they have fairly accurate descriptions of the skills, right? It just, I don't know. I don't like it because to me, this basically, like, to a player that maybe doesn't know any better, this maybe just gives them the wrong idea about how to use Ranmaru, right? That's always my issue with these, but it is what it is. I don't think it's like the worst thing ever. I just think it's useful to point out, at least for our purpose, right? Unfortunately, like, we didn't get to hear too much else other than the 3D artist perspective, because so we didn't get to hear from Mika Picasso, basically, who actually drew Ranmaru. So as a result, we like didn't get to hear why Ranmaru is designed to look the way that she did. So instead, we get the, hey, you know, what's quirky about her from a 3D perspective, and it's more just her riding and like having to animate her riding on her sword. Interesting to say the least, but I at least feel like I get a little bit more out of the actual character artist perspective rather than the animator's perspective, because the animator often has a whole lot of constraints on them. They don't have that much creative liberty. So, like, you can even sit there and see where he goes, like, yeah, I didn't want to make her design super cute because it was already cute. So he just had to focus on a very, like, workman-like effort for that sort of thing, right? But anyways, that was your Chaldea Breakroom for this time. We still don't really have anything going on in either server for that matter. JP is basically on watch duty until we get something else. We do have Thanksgiving coming out tonight, like chat already denoted. That'll be the first banner. Each banner lasts like 4 days, as you guys can see here. So they did give us the banner scheduling, and you guys can get an idea of like who the 4 stars are with each one. So, for instance, if you guys are like me and you're going after Surf Mode because she's excessively rare and doesn't get a lot of single raid ups, you're going to want to roll the Semiramis banner. If you don't like Semiramis but you still want Surf Mode, she will have another banner next year that you can roll on. That is going to be more part of a summer lineup compared to this, but it is what it is. I do think that this was a good idea, at least from a standpoint of there is some synergy here between like Astolfo and Jarcher as well, kind of both having tie-ins, and so I'm okay. Like, I just really am curious as to why they're actually like dragging out the banner so long, because to me this makes me wonder if this is going to be your Christmas date. It might be. You might end up getting Christmas on the 7th, but we'll see. I do also think that that interlude campaign's coming, and as a result, that may overlap with this. So I'm not really sure why they dragged this one out so long, but it is what it is. You got surf mode from the summer scam banner people told me not to roll on. Yeah, you shouldn't. Like, it's not that you couldn't get surf mode from that. It's that trying to get NP5 surf mode or something like that off that banner is just not a good idea. Like, you could have just as easily gotten screwed because there was no actual rate up for her, which is wild. That's why everyone told you not to roll on that, is because that was the first banner in a long time that wasn't like some gimmicky like craft essence banner, right? Where it's only craft essences on rate up. That was the first banner in a long time where it was like, hey, here's all these units and they don't have rate up. So you could have just as easily gotten spooked by something else. They were just available, which I think is wild. I guess I could leave Archer looping to Tesla. You can. Tesla's a good unit. So, oh, Christmas overlaps with comma banner instead. Scotty should be first banner, right? Yeah, I think it's Scotty, then Benny Inma. Seventh Annie countdown and 28 million equivalent for next two summer Mo banners. Yeah. Satan designed that banner. Satan did design that banner. That banner was designed purely to milk you for money, and that's exactly why like everyone was trying to shout from the heavens like don't roll it, because you don't really want to incentivize the devs to make more stuff like that. It's not a good idea, because then the devs will go like, wait, we can milk this, and they'll start making more. So it's better to punish it and say, no devs, we're not giving you money on this. So it's like, normally you won't ever see me go out saying, don't roll, don't roll, don't roll. If someone asks me directly, should I roll? I might tell them don't roll, but I'm not going to sit there and like publicize don't roll a banner, right? Instead, what you may hear me do from time to time is I may give you some tidbits of advice where I go like, hey, maybe now is not the best time to roll Kiara because she has a better banner. Or, hey, maybe now is not the best time to roll Semiramis because literally the next banner is like super Semiramis or something, right? Like, so yeah, there'll be points that I'll make that sort of point, but I'm still never going to tell you not to roll otherwise. But that was the one banner where I was just like, no, don't roll it. Not a good idea. If we get class banners back, should we roll? So everybody and their brother tried to say that class banners were bad and that you should never roll them. They were incorrect. Class banners do have some moments where they should be rolled by certain players, particularly new players or players who have a deficiency in an entire class. So newer players probably. But basically it's like, so imagine chat telling someone not to roll if they have like no SR or SSR casters. It doesn't matter who they roll, it's an improvement, right? So that was sort of the logic behind rolling class banners. It's like, as long as you had adequate, people for the rolling them wasn't smart. But for newer players, it was not a bad pickup. I remember those no support caster days. Yeah, and like you could have ended up getting someone like Waver or Tamamo off of that. So like it actually low key was a good idea for some people. The Christmas release Monday, it could line up Tunguska to be released also on Monday. New Year's is on Monday. Tunguska will happen the exact same day it happened on JP. What day that is, I don't remember. Let me look. So the 22nd is when you will get Tunguska. Which is a Friday. Granted, it's a Friday going into like Christmas and Christmas week there, so for most people that should be pretty decent for farming. Is NA getting 4 a.m. raids? I have no idea. Like I said, I think, what is his actual name again? I don't know. I can never remember Jesus' name off the top of my head. If someone were to say it, I'd be like, yeah, that's it. But I can't remember it off the top of my head. Michael. Yeah, it's Michael. But But yeah, like I think for JP, the actual timing of the raids was something around like chat, wasn't it like 6 p.m. JP time? Something like that. I may be wrong. But... So it's like for them, it was still at a decent time. The biggest problem that people would have is like because it was restricted to like, oh, because like most of the raids died within about 2 hours, so it was like 6 to 8 p.m. It's like, yeah, I mean, maybe you're in the middle of your like transition from job or something like that. Maybe you can't access your phone or your or like anything to be able to play it on. Maybe you just have like an evening shift, like maybe you're a waiter at a restaurant or something, right? Like the problem with having content that is not available for at least 24 hours is that people have schedules in real life, and that inevitably fucks some of them. So it's never been a good idea. They learned that lesson all the way back in year one with the original Valentine's Day event. That was an utter travesty. I think they did it like one other time after that, and then they never did it again until Tunguska. And so naturally, a lot of people screamed at them over Tunguska. So I don't know. I hope it's better for us because I don't want to have to be like sitting there in the middle of like eating dinner with my family and being like, hold on, I need to press this button. Like, I don't like that crap. So, because like I said, this is going to be during Christmas. Like, guarantee you. Like field bridge engineers that work days and nights. No, not them. Specifically, not them. All right, chat. It is going to be media share night again. So for those of you guys on the YouTube side of things, I'm going to be closing down the YouTube stream. Feel free to come over to Twitch if you guys want to watch alongside. My only issue is I cannot stream this portion of the stream to Twitch. Or sorry, I can stream it to Twitch. I can't stream it to YouTube because of copyright issues. So please understand. Like I'm not doing it to screw you guys so much as I am just kind of stuck with it. Let me get you guys the link. There you guys go. You guys can follow that if you guys want to end up over here on the Twitch side of things and watch alongside. But yeah, due to copy constraints, I'm not gonna do it because I'll just get absolutely booty blasted if I try. So thank you guys for watching on the YouTube side. I will see you guys for the next one tomorrow.